Greetings and happy day after Thanksgiving. Happy Black Friday. I hope none of you got caught up in the madness of trying to get doorbuster deals. And that is not my thing. I'm not a shopper. I've never really been a shopper. So I stay home on Fridays. I think Richard's been out a few times over the years just because we were looking for a Christmas gift in particular. And some store was going to have, a super special deal at 6 a.m. I'm not a morning person either. So that's just not my thing. But for those of you that do enjoy that, I hope you got what you were looking for this morning. I am going to get rolling with my channel stats, and then we've got a couple of great content creators here today. We're going to talk about a couple of channels that might be new for some of you. So let me pull up my little spreadsheet and we will look at this together. All right. And so just comparing. Hi, Lee. How are you? And hey, Stephen at Pawpaw's Kitchen. Glad to see you guys. I hope yesterday was a good day. Well, Lee, I know you don't celebrate Thanksgiving there, but I hope you had a good day anyway. And I am very tickled that you did a concert kind of for us yesterday. That was a sweet Thanksgiving treat. So if you guys did not happen to catch Lee's live stream yesterday, you can go back and watch today. I heard a lot of new stuff. It was new to me, Lee. So I don't know if you've been busy writing music since I last talked with you, but I think I heard several new pieces yesterday. Hey, Cherie, I'm guessing it's Cherie. Am I saying that right? If you want to type some sort of a phonetic guide in the chat for me, I don't want to butcher that if I'm going to say your name, but thanks for being here. And hey, Ralph at Webb's Web. I'm just about to go over numbers for our member channels so that we can see how everyone is growing together. So let me scroll to the top here. Runneth Over Garden and Life, Nina and Boyce, some Texas neighbors of ours. 764 subscribers last week. They're at 773 today. Hello, Dr. Lund. Thanks for being here today. Happy Black Friday. Ordered Steps, still holding on to that 195. So as long as she's not sliding back, I'm happy with that. My friend Akashi Chris at Mindforked. And if I didn't share with you guys before, if you're new to the chat, she was a Texas neighbor. She's been here. She's had lunch with us and met all the animals and fed a lot of the animals. And they've since bought some property in Oklahoma and are setting up a little homestead there. I know at some point she's hoping to have some chickens. But she's a real life friend of mine. So Akashi Chris at Mindforked was at 271 subscribers last Friday. She's at 274 today. Hello, David at Safe and Sound Texas Audio Excursion. Y'all, David was a guest on the show a couple of weeks back. Check his channel out. A lot of interesting stuff there and a lot of watch it and learn before you make some decisions about purchasing some stuff. Some good guides and good ways to prepare before you make decisions. And that's at David's channel, Safe and Sound Texas Audio Excursion. 12 Stones Ranch, another Texas neighbor. He has also been here to RichKatRanch. We've had dinner together. He's met and fed all of the animals. That always is a favorite thing when people come to see us for the first time. They want to see the flock and they want to meet Cabo and Delilah. So they're kind of the stars of the show, I guess. And yet, I guess the flock is featured pretty prominently. I feel like the dogs are on camera more than any other animals, but that's because they live in the house with us, so we're around them 24/7. And then the flock is probably the next most featured animal grouping we have here. And then Cabo and Delilah take the third place prize, and then Yancey, our red-eared slider, is last on the list. Oh, the cats, yeah, where are the cats in there? The cats are between the dogs and the flock, I guess, are pretty equal to the flock, maybe. But when people come to visit, they like to meet the animals. So Byron at 12 Stones Ranch was at 1,880 something subscribers last week. He's at 1,860 something today. Again, it's not unusual to see the numbers go backwards for a little bit here and there. My friend Weave, previously this was Weave's World. He did go ahead and kind of relaunch. He was planning to wait until January, but he just made a decision that there wasn't really a reason to wait. He's going to do some change ups at the channel. It'll still be geared toward providing entertainment like quizzes and things for viewers. But I think he's kind of turning it down a notch. He started a second channel, so this way he can devote energies to both channels. So this is my friend Weave across the pond. He was at 3,120 something last week. He's holding on to that this week. Joe Hupp, my Australia friend, was at 273 subscribers last Friday. He's at 273. Yeah, last Friday. He's at 274 this Friday. My friend Nick, a Texas neighbor, a couple of hours west of us, was at 569 last Friday, 577 today. Tiffany at Mud and Mascara Homestead was at 369 last Friday. She's at 390 today. Devin and Ryan, Texas neighbors of ours, were at 746 last Friday. They're at 762 today. Lazy Days Ahead with Jesse and Lisa, they were at 1,200 something last Friday. They're at 1,210 plus this Friday. My friend Ginger at Not For Nothing Homestead was at 384 last Friday. She's at 393 today. Robin at What the Flock was at 378 last Friday, and she's holding steady at 378 as of this morning. My friend Lee at First Floor Audio, who is in the chat today. Again, if you missed me talking about it when I first got on this morning, he did a live stream for us yesterday, which he's been doing these live stream sessions where he plays music. He's not on the screen, so he's playing his original music for us. Just so that we can get together and chat and enjoy his talent together. So I heard several new pieces yesterday. They were new to me. And I just can't encourage you guys enough to go and check out his channel and listen to his music, because he's very, very gifted and very, very generous in sharing his gift with us. So Lee at First Floor Audio was at 630 subscribers last Friday. He's at 636 this week. My friend Katie at Mayfield Ranch was at 467 last Friday. She's at 477 this Friday. Rich at Rich New Design is still holding on to that 300 subscriber number. Still no new videos for him yet. So I'm still watching and waiting for whatever hardware issues he was having to get resolved so we can get some new content from him. Jeff and Lorena, Texas neighbors of ours, a couple of hours to the east, were at 473 last Friday. They're at 484 today. Brittany and Ronnie from RB Story, Ronnie and Brittany. Brittany is who was on the show the time that I had them on the show. They were at 411 subscribers last Friday. They're at 417 this week. Ashley at CNC Farm was at 654 last Friday. She's at 693 this week. Again, I just get so excited about her numbers because this first number that I have here for her, 129. So in this many weeks, she's grown this much. That's some good math right there. Hello, Don Ray B. Thanks for being here today. John at Home Bartending with John was at 207 last Friday. He's 201 last Friday. He's at 207 today. Psychology Noir with Dr. Lund. Dr. Lund is in the chat today. Just again, want to say she's a great friend of mine. She's one of my biggest cheerleaders. And I'm really thankful for all of you, but I'm really thankful for her. She was at 426 subscribers last Friday. She's at 427 today. And I just want to say kudos, Dr. Lund, because I see that you're consistently putting up new stuff for us. And that's just exciting for anybody that follows you. That's, people are going to be anxious to visit your channel because they see all this new stuff going up. So you guys check her out. And for those of you from Lawyer from Peter's channel, that Dr. Lund is also an LYK family member. So she's a nice counterpart to Peter's channel because a lot of her content revolves around the psychological and mental health aspects of some of the litigants in these trials that Peter covers for us. So it's a nice way to kind of fill in some gaps and get a little more insight into what's happening and why. So check her out. My friend Adam Sky, across the pond, another friend from across the pond, was at 84 subscribers last Friday. He's at 87 today. Cannot encourage you guys enough to please go and check him out, show him a little love, support, like the videos, make some comments, subscribe to the channel, and let's watch him grow together. My friend Dino at the Late Late Horror Show was at 93,000 something last Friday. He's at 93,600 something this Friday. My friend Dawn Ray B, who is in the chat today, was at 346 subscribers last Friday. She's at 355 today. Jen at Good Times Homestead with Jen and Steve was at 574 last Friday. She's at 590 today. Nancy at Our Treasured Home was at 672 last Friday. She's at 686 today. And then regarding Fat Ninja DM, I had him on the show about 2 weeks ago. He was on the show the same week that David from Safe and Sound Texas Audio Excursion was on the show. And so that was on a Friday. So the next day obviously was Saturday. And then a week later, so Saturday the 19th of November, he was on the show on the 11th of November. He passed away early in the morning on the 19th of November. It sounds so weird to be telling you guys that. And this is the first time I've experienced that, where someone that I knew, granted, I only knew him through YouTube, and he did not live here. He wasn't someone that I had met in real life, but I'd been in, I'd watched some of his live streams. He was on the show here. He was a great supporter of our channel. A very genuine man, a very gentle man, a very open and honest man. He was very candid the day I had him on the show. That's what really made me want to have him on the show. He had a wonderful message to share with people, and had lived through some tough things that I think gave him a real appreciation for being genuine and being open and sharing his heart and, his spirit with people. So again, that feels really weird to be sharing that with you, but I obviously feel compelled to share it with you because I had a connection with him. I know a lot of you knew him through YouTube, and he popped in and out of people's live streams and supported a lot of us in a lot of different ways. So say a prayer for his family and all of the people that were close to him, that knew him personally, because it was a very shocking and sudden passing. And not that it's any easier, even when you know it's coming and you can kind of prepare, but I really thought somebody was pulling my leg when I got a message. I got messages from two different people. I got a text message from my friend Nick at Multi-Hunter 24/7. And then I got an Instagram message from my friend Weave's World Weave. Again, both of them knew him through YouTube, and collectively we spent a lot of time together because we're on this platform a lot together. So again, please be prayerful about that, and just mark it as a reminder that there are no guarantees, there are no promises. Take care of what you need to take care of. Remind the people that are important to you of what they mean to you. And don't waste energy and time hiding yourself. Share yourself. People are blessed by that. People can learn from your mistakes, and people will love you more because of your honesty and your openness with them about the bad things as well as the good things. So I'm not going to talk about that too much more today. I just didn't want to take him off my spreadsheet. His channel is still growing. Obviously, he had a lot of content. You can still go back and watch live streams and some of the videos that he's put up since he started on the platform. Hello, Jesse and Lisa. Thank you for being here today. Hey, Crystal at Pixel Chick. I'm glad you're here. Anyway, so moving along now to David at Safe and Sound Texas Audio Excursion. He is holding on to that 1,580 something subscribers. That's a nice number. We're still hoping for 2,000 by the end of the year. It's doable, so spread the word. Check him out and consider joining his family to help him grow. My friend Peter Tragos at Lawyer my guest on the show last week, was at 162,000 last week. He's still holding on to that 162,000. Again, 62,000 something. I can only see the first few digits. And then on today's show, I have Stephen from Pawpaw's Kitchen. He will be the first guest of the day, and then Ralph from Webb's Web. These are two pretty much completely different channels. So I am excited to be able to cover a lot of topics and introduce you guys maybe to some new content creators that have some really nice channels. They're very helpful. You learn a lot. And Ralph has personally been very helpful to me. When I've had trouble with streaming and with this spreadsheet and a lot of technical things. That's not my forte. I'm not afraid to hit buttons. And so a lot of times I'll just hit enough buttons that something will happen and it works out. It's what I wanted, but then I don't know what I did. I don't remember what I did the next time I need to do it. So he's very helpful and very generous when it comes to walking people through those kind of things. There are other facets to him too, and we'll talk about that when we get him on the show. Let me post the link. I know I saw Pawpaw's Kitchen in the chat, but let me post that link. I emailed you the link. Oh, my mouse doesn't want to cooperate today. Hang on. Bear with me, guys. So this link I'm going to post just in case Stephen or Ralph for some reason did not get the link in the email that I sent. So back to my spreadsheet. Pawpaw's Kitchen and Webb's Web on the channel today. Amanda at Bare Bones Living is scheduled to be with us next Friday. And then the following Friday, the 9th of December, Danny Day's Homestead will be my guest. I think I saw her in the chat. So hello, Danny. Thank you for being here today. And then it's tentative whether or not David at Conroy Films will be able to make it. I think he's got a very busy schedule this holiday season, so we may have to do something after the first of the year. But I told him I would put him on the books for that day just in case so that I don't schedule someone else in that spot. And then, again, I've sent out some more emails. I will remind you guys that if you are interested in being on the show and you're trying to grow a channel and get your name out there, I am more than happy to have you join me for an episode so we can visit with you and share what your channel is about so that we can help you grow your own channel. So let me turn this off. I'll spin for my channel of the week between guests like I've done before. And Pawpaw's Kitchen, if you're still in the chat, if you are ready. No, you should still be. Did you click the link that I just put in the chat, Pawpaw's Kitchen? Because I actually did send that one right here from the... You do, if you haven't been on a live stream before, you click in and then you have to enter the studio. I think there's a button that it tells you to enter the studio. That should still be the right link, but every now and then I've been known to send a wrong link because I'll have like a couple of upcoming streams in my list of streams, and it wouldn't be the first time that I've accidentally sent the wrong link to someone. So if you want to click that link, here, I'll put it in here again. If you want to click that link that I just put in the chat, that's where I am like right now. I'm sharing that from this actual studio session that I'm in right now. I don't know if it's different each time or not. I think it is, obviously, because, again, I've accidentally sent the wrong link before. And then once you click that link, it will show me that you're kind of backstage waiting for me. While we're waiting, I will go ahead and spin for Channel of the Week while we're waiting, just so he can have some time to get into the studio. So let's go back to the share screen. And let's do full screen. And we'll spin and see what we get. Channel of the Week this week is Matt and Jess TV. So I don't know if any of you guys are Big Brother fans. That's where I first discovered them, I think. I don't know that I've watched Big Brother now the last couple of seasons. I don't know why. You know, things just change. But we were big fans for a long time. And there is Stephen in the green room. So that's how I found them. They don't only cover Big Brother. They cover a lot of TV shows, and they just give reviews of the shows and break down, what happens in each episode. And they're just a fun little couple. It's a married couple, and they work well together. They're kind of funny and very thorough in their coverage. So if that's something that sounds interesting to you, there's one of the channels on my list of channels, and you guys check that out. So let's stop sharing. I'm going to bring Stephen up. All right. Make sure you got yourself presentable, Stephen, because here you come.
All right.
How are you? All right. So was it a different link? Did I send you the wrong link?
I'm not for sure. I came in through the line.
You're here now. Okay. Yeah. You're here now. That's all that matters. So how are you?
I'm great.
Did you have a good Thanksgiving? I'm good.
We did. We had part of our family here. We had 3 sick grandkids, so not all of them were able to make it. And but we had a good time with the ones that were here.
And did you do it at your house?
Yes.
And did you do the cooking?
Every bit of it.
Okay, so you don't have help even on holidays?
Nope.
Oh, okay. But do you like it that way?
Yeah, it's my gift to the family. So
sweet. And do you do the whole turkey dressing, green bean casserole, all of that?
Yep. Homemade rolls.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Do you buy anything pre-made?
The only thing I bought pre-made this year, because it's one of my favorite, is the pumpkin pie from Costco.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I wouldn't even count that against you then.
Yeah.
And yes or no to Cool Whip on a pumpkin pie?
No, we use whipped cream.
Okay. But you still like, and so do you like your pumpkin pie warm or room temperature?
Room temp or cold.
Oh, no, I like it warm. Like I have to pop a slice into the microwave and warm it up a little bit if I'm eating it the next day or, long after it's still warm. And then I just buy Cool Whip because I'm too lazy to whip my own cream. Hey, Joe and Sue at the Bud Files, thanks for being here. So let me pull up my questions. First, I want to ask you, if I remember correctly, you're in Arlington, Texas.
Correct.
Yes, and I grew up in Arlington, Texas,
right.
So not far from RichKatRanch. But I don't remember if you've told me if you grew up there.
We've lived here 26 years.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Where were you before Arlington then?
We were in Graham, Texas.
And where is that?
Up towards Wichita Falls.
Okay, so west, north, and west of here.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And does all of the family live nearby, even the sick grandkids?
No.
Okay.
We have one son, his wife and son, and then they're expecting in April. They live here local. We have a son and his family in Waco. We have a son and his family in Alvin, which is south of Houston.
Okay. That's not too far though.
No, it's not too far.
Over the river and through the woods.
Right.
To come visit grandma and grandpa, right?
Right. Yeah.
So that's how many kids?
This April will be our 9th.
Okay. And how many boys and how many girls out of the grandkids?
We have 3 girls and 6 boys.
Okay. Do we know yet what the April baby is?
We will know next Saturday.
Are you going to share? Are they going to let you tell us what it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're having the gender reveal party next Saturday.
Okay. Yeah, you should film that and put it on your channel.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, that could be something really fun for everybody if they're up for that.
Bread yesterday, so that will come out Monday on video.
Okay. Well, keep us posted on that then.
Yeah.
Our most recent grandbaby was born in March this year, and right now no one else has any news for us. So I know my oldest daughter, they're finished. They're long finished.
Right.
That granddaughter, our oldest grandchild, will be 19 in December. And then her little sister, so our second granddaughter, turned 16 in October this year. Is that right? This is 2022. Yeah, 2006. So she turned 16 in October this year. And then there's a little bit of a gap before my youngest daughter then had her kids. But No more grandkids in the foreseeable future for us. So yeah, so I'll be all over watching a gender reveal party and anything you that has to do with grandbabies, because I like baby everythings. Let's see, who am I maybe missing? Rebecca, Touched by Yarn. Thank you for being here, Rebecca. I'm sorry if I missed anyone else, but I want to go through some questions now with you, Stephen, and just pick your brain a little bit now that we've established that you live in what was my old stomping grounds. What motivated you to start a YouTube channel?
Well, back in April or May of this year, we had some friends that had a farmer's market. They sponsored the whole market. And so she convinced us to go to the farmer's market. And then I thought, well, might as well start a YouTube channel and just see how it goes. And so that was the motivation. And then it's just grown from there.
And do you like it overall?
I love it. Yeah.
What for you are the best and worst parts of having a YouTube channel?
The best part is just having an audience and knowing that you have those connections. I've made great connections over the last several months. And so that's my favorite part. And then the worst part is, like, I made an apple pie video the other day and got to editing, and half of it you couldn't see. So I had to scrap that. So
did you figure out what happened?
The camera tilted, and so it didn't show what I was doing, just showed my shoulder.
Oh no. Oh. Now, and I've had videos like that too. Fortunately, when it's happened to me, I'm not like teaching anything. I'm just out filming the horses, or it's nothing that I'm not going to be able to see another couple of hundred times before it's all said and done. I just realized I didn't have my microphone in front of me, so I'm hoping you guys in the chat can hear me. Obviously, you can hear me because you're able to answer the questions. Do you have a favorite video that you've uploaded so far, or something that you're most proud of?
No, I don't think so, because each one is so different. My very first video was of my English muffin bread, and I think we did that video for the homeless. We made bread for the homeless and ticket for the homeless.
Okay.
But my first 9 videos, I got tagged for copyright issues. And so since I wasn't very far in, I just started over. And so the first 9 videos we erased, and we just started over.
Was it music? Did you have music in the background, or what was? Okay.
Yeah.
So what source were you using for your music backgrounds?
I think it was something off YouTube, but I don't remember.
Okay. So have you since gone to some kind of subscription thing, or?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I use Epidemic Sound.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of great content there, and it's easy to search. Although I still sometimes will waste as much time just listening to a whole bunch of things to try and pick what I want, as I feel like I wasted editing and over editing and re-editing and redoing the video itself. But I want it to be something that I feel good about before I put it up. So
absolutely.
So that makes it, more special to me. What is something you always keep in mind when you're preparing for your next video? So you get the idea, you want to teach us how to make something, but anytime you're getting ready to shoot a video, what are you always remembering? What is your focus?
The thing I always remember is that you may have a recipe in front of you, but that rarely works. There's shortcuts, and there's other things that you may need to know in order to make that recipe successful. And so I try to remember all of those things and teach those things in the video.
Okay.
So.
And do you consider yourself more of an introvert or an extrovert?
Probably an introvert.
Okay.
Yeah. There's been times I can be an extrovert if I have to be.
Okay.
And I am a licensed minister, and so I have preached in churches before and been in front of huge audiences. And so when I have to, I can be, but I prefer to be behind the scenes.
Okay. And Do you have siblings?
I am the oldest of 7.
Okay.
And I have brothers and sisters from 2 different marriages.
Okay.
And so, yeah.
Yeah, I just wondered if birth order you feel like played a part in that. I'm an oldest, only of 4, but I sure feel the pain of all those oldest kids out there in the world.
Right.
Man, we take on a lot without anybody even intending for it to happen. So,
Exactly.
and I was very introverted as a little girl. I was very much a bookworm, very tomboyish, kept to myself. And unfortunately, because of things that were not very healthy in my life, I think I developed a very extroverted side.
Yeah.
I got involved in music, and I was, kind of a class clown, uh, and sort of found myself that way. And it kept me from having to feel less than because of things that I grew up experiencing and living as a little girl. So,
Right.
uh, but the older I get, the more I kind of like just having time to myself and
Right.
not having to be around a lot of crowds. Maybe that's why I don't like shopping on Black Friday. Maybe so.
Exactly.
When you're not working on videos, what do you do in your spare time? Do you have hobbies? Do you?
My wife is a pre-K teacher. And so sometimes I have to run errands for her. I stay at home, and my mother-in-law is 79, and she has some health issues. So I prepare her meals and take her to the doctor and things like that. So I'm her caregiver, and then take care of my wife, whatever she might need.
Okay.
She may call in the middle of the day and need a Starbucks, so I have to run.
Yeah. Can I do that?
Sure.
Not that you're going to be swinging by this way to run an
Be
errand.
cold by the time I get to you.
Yeah. Let's see. So, what do you like to watch on YouTube? What do you find yourself watching most often on YouTube?
I was raised around farms, and I was raised around farm animals, so I migrate towards that. Sandy Brock, I can't say it. Sheepishly Me is
Okay.
her, and she's in Canada, and she has a sheep farm. And then Cross Timber Bison is in Oklahoma, and that's a big bison ranch, or it's a small bison ranch, but he's started and he's grown over the last couple of years, and so I watch him a lot. So
Okay. Oh, and Cherie, I just saw this message. So sorry about that. I don't know if you're even still here or not, but if you come back and are part of the rewatch crew, know that at least I did finally see your message and give some love to your little granddaughter for us. Let me get back to my questions. Do you consider yourself more artistic or more analytical?
artistic, probably.
Okay. Do you have other artistic talents? Do you paint or sing or draw?
Well,
Or
thing,
you don't sing?
not at all. And I do paint and draw on occasion. If my wife needs something for her class, then I'll paint or draw it.
Okay. And how or where or when did you learn to cook?
I learned to cook from my grandparents. My dad's mother, some people say she spoiled us, but she gave us pretty much free range of the kitchen. She never told us no, unless it was something dangerous. But I cooked baked my first cake when I was 10 years old, and it was a lemon cake with lemon icing, and it was decorated with chocolate chips.
Nice.
So the praise and glory I got from that, from the family, I think became an addiction. So,
Okay. What's your favorite thing to cook?
pies and bread, probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
And have you always been a bread maker? When did you start learning to make bread? Because I don't know why that's something I don't do. I think I would enjoy it, but it almost seems intimidating.
Several years ago, I found a very simple recipe for my English muffin bread, and I made that, and people started ranting and raving about it. And then I just added to it from there. Baking other breads and learning how the dough reacts to certain things. And so it's become just second nature really now.
Okay. What's your least favorite thing to cook?
Layered cakes.
Okay. What is it about those that makes it least favorite?
They just never seem to turn out right. They
Okay.
slide or they sink or
But do they taste good?
yeah, they taste good.
Oh, so who cares?
Well, yeah, I care, but
It can't always just be about looks, right?
that's what I like. Cakes in a 9 by 13. You can bake them, ice them, and serve them out of the same pan. So
Okay. Okay. Let's see. Do you travel?
we have traveled some. Here in the last couple of years, we haven't traveled much at all.
Okay. So if there's some place in the world you could go and money was no object, where would you go?
Well, I would go. I went to China in 1999, and so I was over there for 16 days on a mission trip, and I would go back to China. I loved it.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, I love the food, love the people, but I can't get any more family members to say, "Yeah, let's move to China."
Can you cook? Do you cook Chinese food?
I have before, yes. Yeah.
And so, what makes Chinese food Chinese food? Like, how would you know, for example, the difference in Chinese food versus Japanese food?
Chinese food, they use a lot of five spice. And so some of the spices are just known to that region.
Okay.
That would be one difference. Chinese food is more, it's heavier, and the sauces are heavier than Japanese food.
Okay.
That's one thing. But the dishes over there are a little different than what they are here. The dishes here have been Americanized. There are no fortune cookies in China.
Oh, how sad.
That's
So
American.
it's not like Panda Express over there, huh?
Right. No.
That's about all I know about Chinese food. And then Japanese food, I just know Benihana.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
all I know about Japanese
Yeah,
food.
exactly.
So, mission trips, what other countries did you get the opportunity to see?
We went to, just in China, we went to Beijing, a very modern city called Dalian. And then we went to Xi'an, which was the oldest city. And they still use coal for all of their energy at the time.
Wow.
Even the homes would use coal to cook and heat their homes with.
Wow.
So it was a very polluted city, and that was the most difficult place we went to because the air was just so thick with
Wow. Do
smoke.
you know if they still do that?
I'm not for sure. I really
Okay.
don't.
I would hope not.
Yeah.
That has been at least a good while back. So
Right.
maybe they've changed that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Do you follow sports? Did you ever play any sports?
I did not play sports. I tried to play high school football in high school. I had blood pressure at the time, and back then it was very rare for someone my age to have high blood pressure, and so I never could qualify to play. But yeah, I like most sports. I like the competitive edge of it all.
Okay. And do you have any projects coming up for the channel? Any new ideas that you're working on?
Have a few.
Okay.
There's a chicken coop sitting at my front door ready to be put together. So we're going to have chickens.
Oh, yeah.
Because I've never raised them, or it's been a long, long time since I've raised chickens. But in the winter, we're going to wait till the spring to start that project. And then we're doing some remodeling in our home. So I'm going to be videoing that.
Okay.
And then I started my home cottage business with the markets and everything, and wanted to help the homeless, bake bread and stuff for the homeless. But here in the Metroplex where you and I live, there are so many programs for the homeless that you really don't make a difference. For me, just a few loaves of bread really don't make a difference. So I wanted to do something that does make a difference. And watching my wife go through the pandemic as a teacher and the struggles that she had and that teachers have now, they're so overburdened with paperwork and
yeah,
that they really don't get to teach the way they started out with their dream,
right.
And so my channel, starting in January, every Tuesday, we will celebrate a teacher and recognize a teacher.
How fun!
Yeah. And then have a program where people can send in teacher supplies and we will give.
How fun!
Yeah.
How fun! How will people nominate, or how will people bring a teacher to your attention?
My wife has picked the first teacher.
Okay.
And we will either allow that teacher to pick someone, or since we have the community tab, we may have a contest of some kind, or yet.
Okay, very nice. How fun. I think that's going to be fun for you and the teacher.
Right, yeah.
And now back to your chickens. And I did want to say, although it looks like he went to make coffee, but my friend Schultze from the Late Late Horror Show is here. So if you're still listening, Schultze, thanks for being here today. And then back to your chickens. Will you just raise chickens for eggs, or will you raise them as meat birds, or both?
No, here in Arlington, in the city limits, we have 4 hens and no roosters.
Okay.
So we'll just do it for eggs and as pets.
You said you've never raised chickens, though?
No, I've been around. My grandparents raised chickens. They all had chickens. My aunt and uncle had chickens, but I've never personally raised chickens.
So you're going to be watching lots of YouTube videos about raising chickens, aren't you? Well, I mean, there's lots of people even that pop in and out of my chats sometimes that are chicken experts. So you'll have lots of information and guidance at your fingertips, or at least where you can
bake bread. I can raise chickens. So.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right. Anybody can do it, right? Well, and if you're only going to have 4 chickens, I don't think you would be overwhelming.
Right.
So, but I'll be excited to watch that happening. So I hope you're going to be documenting getting your coop all set up and all of that. Because
then one thing I want to do with the chickens is I can go to my wife's classroom, and take the chickens and teach about raising chickens and farming and things like that.
Oh, yeah. That'll be fun for everybody.
A lot of potential.
Uh-huh. And then, so I take it you celebrate Christmas.
Yes.
With a tree and everything.
Right.
You get a real tree or an artificial tree?
When the kids were growing up, we went to the tree farm and cut down the tree and did the real tree. But since it's just us here at the house now, we just do an artificial.
And then do you have a tradition or a set of traditions handed down in your family that you're carrying on with your grandkids?
When my wife and I first got married, we got married December the 17th, a week before Christmas. So our first tree was a real tree, and then we decorated it with the bows from all of our wedding gifts. And so we didn't have a tree topper. We went to Target looking for a tree topper. We didn't have any money at the time. We had very little money. And so this beautiful angel, she stands about 8-10 inches tall. She's porcelain. And so we picked her out. She has a basket that we put a candle in and light her on Christmas Eve. And nobody in the store could find a price on her. The next angel was just about 4 inches tall, and it was $1.99. So the lady said, "We'll give this one to you for $1.99."
Oh, so, that was meant to be. That someone else picked that out for you.
Yeah, this year we'll have. She'll be part of Christmas for 39 years. So
nice. How sweet. How sweet. And so hopefully all the grandkids will be well by Christmas. Do you do Christmas at your house also?
Not usually. We usually travel.
Okay.
We'll do the family here, and then we travel to the other 2 kids.
Okay.
Sometime during the Christmas break.
Okay. And hello, Chris B. Thanks for being here today. Let me see what else. Questions. think that's everything I had on my list. I always have more questions I can ask you. And since you don't have chickens yet, I can't ask you if you have any other pets.
We have a small dog. It's a Maltipoo. And we've had rescue dogs and cats when the kids were growing up. And they've all had some type of issue, mentally or physically. And so my wife and I decided we were at the age we just wanted a dog we could spoil. And so we just got a Maltipoo. I think she's maybe 7 or 8 months old.
Oh, little one. Okay.
Yeah. And so she's being spoiled.
Okay. Every dog deserves that.
Oh, yeah.
I think every dog deserves that. Hello, Janet at Janet Homestead, where you are. Thank you for being here today. Let me get back to my questions. Do you have any favorite TV shows or movies you can tell us about?
Well, you've introduced me to the late night
radio horror show. Yeah, I have. That's right. I've seen you there.
Yeah, I love the old radio shows. I love old Gunsmoke, all those old shows.
Last night's stream was Have Gun Will Travel, and I don't know that I even realized that was a radio show, because I've watched the old TV show. I like that old TV show, but there was an old radio show of that as well, so that was kind of fun.
Well,
Dino just has everything there.
Yeah, some of the old show radio shows, Lone Ranger, Dragnet, all of those shows had radio shows first.
Yeah. And have you had any crazy YouTube moments? Anything that surprised you or shocked you?
Well, you get to editing and then you realize that somebody walked across, or the dog got this video and you didn't know it. And so those are moments like, oh wow, I didn't even know that happened, so yeah, editing can be interesting.
All right, and then here's a question. And yes, Chris B, we do lots of rescue work here, and we've been foster parents for a long time. So thank you for reminding people about adopting. But here's a question from Jesse. If we could only watch one video, which video are you most proud of and want us to watch? I know you said you didn't have like a favorite, but.
No, if I had to pick a favorite, it would probably be the peanut butter cookies. I think the
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10, yeah, because those turned out perfect. I mean, I've never made anything I thought, well, I could turn around and make this again, so we would just continuously have people in the house. So those cookies are really good.
All right. And where do you see yourself with the channel in the years to come? Or maybe a better way to ask it is, what do you hope? What is your ultimate hope for where your channel goes or what it becomes?
I want to be the first channel to hit 1 trillion viewers. No.
Nobody's done that yet? There's I don't remember where I saw it, but someone has a live stream. It's just a 24/7 live stream, and it's got real-time subscriber counts.
Oh wow.
Big Mr. Beast and PewDiePie and those things that I don't watch, but everybody's heard of them. And I don't even understand some of these, 130 million subscribers, and I don't even understand that. And I don't know how many views they might have, but just thinking some of these great big channels with that many subscribers, I just wonder if anyone has already hit that. You might have to aim bigger than that.
Yeah, I might.
And before I let you go, what one thing do you want or hope that people who come to your channel will know about you? What do you want people most to know and understand about you?
That regardless of hardships that you've suffered in your life, you can do anything. I was in special education until 8th grade, not because I was not intelligent enough, but because of home life. My parents didn't let me do homework or turn in projects or anything like that. Our bedtime was very early, and we just didn't have time to do anything. So I got placed in special education. And there are 3 teachers in my life that said, "No, you don't belong in here. You're too intelligent." And so they encouraged me. So in 8th grade, I went into regular classes, and that stuck with me. I always thought I wasn't intelligent enough for a lot of things most of my life. And then I finished my degree, my bachelor's degree in cognitive behavior, which is the study of the brain and how you process all the information. And so I got that last year, 21.
Oh, nice.
I got it 40 years to the date of my high school graduation.
Uh-huh,
And
nice.
so you can do anything.
We must be close to the same age because I had my 40th high school reunion in October last year because I graduated in 81.
Yeah, that's when I graduated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, what a great thing then to share with people.
Right.
So
And the other thing is baking. I meet so many people that say, "Oh, I can't bake bread." And I try to convey on my videos, yes, you can. Just try and try.
well, like I told you, I feel like I'm a good cook. Most people would agree that I'm a good cook, but I'm kind of intimidated about making bread. I mean, I've made banana bread and homemade biscuits. You know, I've done stuff like that, but I've never made a loaf of like sandwich bread or, you know,
Well,
I don't know if I've made homemade rolls or not.
yeah, the last video, I think I made sandwich bread. And it's a step-by-step process. It's so easy and it's so delicious. So
And do you use a bread machine or do you bake it in the oven?
no, I mix it in a stand mixer. It's easier. You can knead it for 5 to 7 minutes in the stand mixer, and it's a lot easier. But you could easily do it by hand too.
So is that a pretty much a given that if you really want to make bread a lot, you should get a stand mixer?
Yes, I would.
Okay. I
But
want to be prepared if I decide I'm going to take that on. Hello to Jennifer Lab Mama. I wanted to say I did see you come in. And hi, Gail at Gail Southern Living. Thank you for being here today. And go ahead. So you were going to tell me more about stand mixers?
the stand mixer has made a world of difference in bread making. It's just takes the kneading process out. And
Okay.
being 60, that kneading process gets to you. So
Well, I even bought a bread maker at an estate sale a couple of years ago and thinking, yes, I can start making bread. And I haven't used it yet. I think I've had it 2 years and I haven't used it yet. So even with a bread maker, there's something in my mind that's telling me I don't know what I'm doing and I'm going to mess it up. So I might be more comfortable doing it again, mixing it in the mixer and being more responsible for what happens.
right.
But I think that kind of wraps up everything I wanted to ask you. Do you have anything for me? Any questions? Chat, do you have any questions for Stephen?
Well, they might be posting. Kathy, thank you so much. I enjoy your interviews. You are a great interviewer, and it just makes it a pleasure to watch.
Thank you. I'm tickled again, as I say at the end of every show, that anybody shows up at all. But if at least some people enjoy what happens while they're here, then again, it's just gravy on top of a blessing that way. So thank you for agreeing to be on today. I know this was a busy week for everybody, but this is special to me that you're here for my Thanksgiving show, so to speak. I am thankful for you. I'm excited to be watching your numbers grow. And you guys, here's Papa's Kitchen address on the screen. Check him out, and let's help him grow. I want to have some bigger numbers to share with everyone when we get together next week. All right, thank you so much. I'm going to trade off. We're going to bring Webb's Web up, and if you want to hang out in the chat, you can. If you want to sit here in the background, it's a nice little introverted way that you can still watch the show. And I'll just take you off the screen. I don't think it's going to kick you out of the studio, but thank you for coming on with me today.
Thank you, Kathy.
Okay, yeah, so he's still sitting back in the back room. And let me take my little banner down and let's see if I need to get caught up with some comments. Hi, Ritz. How are you? So again, today I'm so tickled. I've got friends here from the Late Late Horror Show. I've got my little homesteading family here. I've got friends from Lawyer You Know here today. I look forward to Fridays because of this live stream. I just want y'all to know that. And some days there's new people in it that I don't even recognize their names. And so I'm excited to know that somebody somewhere has shared something about me and another person decides to stop by and pay a visit. So I'm so thankful for all of you. What a great week this has been. And a lot of wonderful things have happened. I've met so many amazing people. Uh, the only thing that would make it better is if we really could all be in the same room at the same time visiting. So I know this is as close as a lot of us can get because we're, you know, miles and miles, or as I said in a video, continents apart. But it's just, again, a very gratifying part of this journey for me to have relationships with people and see names that I recognize and then meet new people along the way as well. So thank you all for being here. Again, I have Ralph from Webb's Web in the green room. I'm going to bring him up now. How are you?
Hey, how's it going?
It's good. So your green screen thing looks like it works a lot better than mine. I don't really have a green screen. I blame a lot of it on that. I don't have a green screen. I've got this green painted
Yeah,
folded
actually
screen.
that should work. It just takes a little bit of tuning with your green screen. No, I have a real green screen behind me. It's actually mounted to the ceiling. It's like an old projector type screen that I can pull down,
Oh,
so I can
not
get it
yeah. I know
completely out
I'll
of
have
my
to get a
way.
stand or something for mine. My
Yeah, a
big
lot of
thing
them come
too.
with stands. I mean, you don't have to spend a lot of money on them.
Okay,
The only reason I got the one that I have is because it's almost directly behind me, so it's literally pulled down in the middle of the room, so I can
perfect,
get it completely out of my way. I'm in my
perfect.
basement, so I have an open ceiling above me, so I can attach
Okay.
anything I need
Well,
to.
I'm just inspired now to really look into a green screen because I have some shows where the background just doesn't work at all. I just disappear through the whole thing, and I think it's just because I don't have a real green screen and I don't really know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So I might be
Also, with going through StreamYard, you're using their virtual green screen, and this is a physical green screen, and I'm using OBS,
okay.
so I have a little more control over the settings on it and stuff. So
Okay. And you're welcome, Stephen. I had a great time interviewing you. I'm so tickled that you were on the show. And now we're going to pick Ralph's brain. So, first, I want to say thank you for agreeing to be on the show. I know it
yeah,
was kind of last minute when I got in touch with you and said, hey, well, this day I still have a spot on this day. I didn't think you'd be able to do it. So, I'm happy that you're here. Did you have a good Thanksgiving?
we had a great thing. Well, yes and no. My wife is sick. She got a cold a few weeks ago, or not a few weeks ago, a few days ago, and it hit her really hard. Both my youngest son and I had it a few weeks ago, and she just came back from overseas, and we went to a wedding the other day, and then it hit her the next day. And I don't know if she got it at the wedding or if she got it from us or whatever, but she's having a tough time with it. But other
So,
than that, we had a good Thanksgiving. We just hung out at home and
okay,
ate too
that's what I was
much
going
as
to ask. If you
usual.
went anywhere or if anybody came over or if you just enjoyed a day
No, we
off.
just hung out at home and cooked and ate and enjoyed the day.
So, what kind of Thanksgiving fare do you eat on Thanksgiving? What do you guys usually do?
We have the standard stuff. We don't do a full turkey. We do just a turkey breast. And then, of course, we did stuffing and sweet potato souffle. And my son makes really good mac and cheese. So we did that. So
Okay,
green
and
bean casserole, this standard stuff.
okay, do you do any of the cooking?
Yes, I do most of the cooking actually.
Ah,
Everybody in my house cooks. We all live in one house.
okay,
Both my sons are here. They both cook. I cook. My wife cooks mainly Turkish food because that's where she's
okay,
from, but
okay,
she's a real good. So we all cook. It's just our big argument is what's for dinner.
okay. You have to
I
just
don't know.
pull something out of a hat. You like have to vote on
Pretty
it.
much,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, and we'll get to your wife being from Turkey because I know you relatively recently made a trip to Turkey. So we'll talk about that. But I like to start my interviews just asking people what motivated you to start a YouTube channel.
Actually, I started my channel. I was helping someone else with their channel. And it was kind of hard from my point of view to tell him, do this, do that, when I didn't have a clue as to what having a YouTube channel was all about. So he actually knew more about the YouTube side of it than I did. So we just kind of teamed up, and I taught him the tech side of it, and he kind of taught me a little bit of the YouTube side of it.
Okay. So have you always been like a tech wizard?
Pretty much.
Okay.
My dad was an aircraft engineer, so I've always been kind of around technical stuff. And I guess I have an aptitude for it. I don't know. It's just something that I gravitate to.
And have you always
So,
been a teacher? Have you always enjoyed teaching people?
yes. Yeah. I never knew that I was good at it until I started doing it. Before I actually started training people at work, I started coaching soccer for kids. And I had no idea what I was doing. Playing, yes. Coaching, I was clueless. I was coaching little kids, and a kid would come up to me and ask me, "How do you kick a ball?" And I'm like, "I have no idea. I don't think about it. It's like walking and talking to me. It's second nature. It's not a conscious thought in my head." So it's like, oh God, what do I do when I kick a ball? Where does my non-kicking foot? I mean, I went through the whole analytical routine of what do I do? Because like I said, I don't think about it. It's second nature to me. So yeah, it took me a while, it was funny because I was still playing, and I told my coach that I was starting to coach little kids, and he just started laughing. He goes, "You don't know what you're getting yourself into."
So the
And I
little
said, "Well, I'm going to come ask you. When I have questions, I'm going to come ask you."
right, you learned some things too then, right?
Oh, I learned a lot. I learned so much of the other side of it that I had never been a part of. So it helped me. It actually helped me be a better player. It helped me be a more calm player with referees and stuff. I used to have kind of a temper. So it made me understand a lot more about the game.
Nice. That's how life should be. Just get enough stuff thrown in your path every now and then that you learn something new and figure out who
Yeah,
you are a little bit better.
I don't ever stop learning. Somebody comes up with a problem. Hey, can we do this on the computer, or can we do that? It's like, I don't know. Let me see.
We'll find out together. I like it.
That's it.
Geographically, where are you geographically?
I am just north of Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay. What is the weather?
There's a huge lake just north of Atlanta called Lake Lanier, Sidney Lanier, and I am 2 miles south of that.
So, do you spend time on the lake? Are you an outdoorsman?
Not as much as I used to be. I grew up on that lake. Actually, my dad was into boating, and we always had a boat, and we spent every weekend during the summer on the lake.
Okay.
So I don't get out as much as I used to. I don't have a boat. There's a whole bunch of parks just like near the dam. So we go up there and have picnics. They have picnic tables and swimming areas and grills and stuff. So we go up and do that.
Okay. And what is the weather doing now just north of Atlanta?
Today, it's not too bad. Today, it's kind of been partly cloudy. It's like 65.
Okay.
It's not, we can have crazy weather here. It can be 65, 70 one day and 20 the next.
How cold does it really get in the winter there?
Average, not too bad. Probably, I'd say high 20s.
Okay.
But it's not unusual for us to get down and have single digits.
Okay. So a lot like us then. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't, when it gets real cold, it doesn't stay real cold for real long.
Okay.
If we get snow, it's here for a day and then it disappears. Our problem is our snow turns into ice.
Okay. Yeah. Same here. Yeah, it's a lot like here then.
Yeah,
So
I have relatives that live in Denton, Texas. So
yeah, that's
exactly where you are.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's maybe a 30-40 minute drive north for us.
Exactly.
So
When I was younger, I used to go out there all the time, but I haven't been out there in a while.
The first 2 geese that we added to our flock, we bought at D&L Farm and Home in Denton. Just about 30 minutes north of us on 377. So we're up that way. There's a Tractor Supply that we hit in Roanoke. That's just 5 or 6 miles south of Denton. So I know, yeah, that's interesting. Does anyone help you with the channel? Do you have anyone that helps with filming stuff or editing stuff or?
No, I do it all.
And has your family appeared in any of your videos? I haven't watched all of them yet.
My wife's been in a couple of the walking videos.
Okay.
that we did at Sims Lake Park because that's where we go walk most of the time.
Okay. And how old are your boys?
They're old. They're like 30, 35 and 39.
Okay. Okay.
They've moved out, come back. So
That's
I can't complain.
how
I did the same thing.
that's how it's done these days, isn't it? When did you upload your first video to the channel, and what was it?
See, actually, the very first little thing I threw up on my channel was a station trailer for somebody else.
Oh.
And then I threw up, what did I throw up next? I think a birthday video I did for my sister, and then I just started playing around.
Now, this station trailer, is that something you created for another channel, or?
Actually, what I was doing, I used DaVinci for doing my editing. And one of the things in DaVinci is you can create your own graphics and stuff, motion graphics. So I was actually following the tutorial, another YouTube tutorial that somebody was doing on how to do particle graphic type stuff. And I needed some text for it. And I had just watched a video from this guy's channel. So I'll just put this in here. And it came out pretty nice. So I said, okay, I'll keep it and send it to him.
Oh yeah, that might be something you could do just as a side business.
Yeah. And it's funny. People keep telling me that I should do this and do this as a business. But my thing is, I just retired from over 40 years of working in high-tech stuff. So I don't want it to become another job. So
Yeah.
I kind of keep it that's why I don't post a lot. I just post stuff when I have it. I do need to get back to doing some more tutorials and stuff, but people don't realize I'm sure a lot of people here do, but a lot of people don't realize how long it takes to edit, especially if you want it to be just exactly the way you want it. It takes a lot of time and a lot of effort, and I'm kind of a perfectionist when it comes to that stuff, and I want it to be just right. I won't let it go unless it is.
Yeah.
So, it can take a lot of time. So it's, like I said, I just don't want it to become something that I feel pressured. Oh, I haven't put up a video in 3 weeks. I got to get something up today.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't want to get into that part of it.
So perfectionism, where are you in the birth order in your family growing up?
I'm the youngest. I have one sister.
Okay. And does she live nearby?
Yep. She lives on the other side of Atlanta, just south of the other big lake.
Okay.
There's two big lakes near Atlanta, on the north side of Atlanta. One's Alatoona, that's kind of on the west side, and then there's Lake Lanier, which is kind of north.
Okay.
So she actually walks to the lake during the summer to go fishing and stuff. So she's
Okay.
right there by it.
Do you have a video on your channel that you're most proud of, or that it's your favorite video for whatever reason?
Actually, the one I like the most is the one I got the luckiest with. I go to Pigeon Forge at least once a year. So I do a lot of videoing up there. I woke up really early one morning before sunrise, and I walked out on the deck, and it looked like it was just going to be a beautiful sunrise. So I just literally set my GoPro up on a tripod and just hit record. And I went inside and fixed breakfast, took a shower, and I just let it go. And the video is on my channel, and it came out so nice. It's 8 minutes long. It's actually almost 2.5 hours of a sunrise, but I sped it up so that it wouldn't be so long.
What's the name of that video?
It's Smoky Mountain Sunrise or something like that.
Yeah, so y'all make a note of that so we can all go check that out. And
I also did a short of it. They're right in the middle of it, and I didn't even know this was in it until I was watching it back to edit it. There's a flock of geese that come in from the right and do a flyby right through the center of the screen in formation.
Wow, you couldn't set
and I was like, how,
yeah,
literally just setting my GoPro up, and then, it's really quite good.
yeah.
I was so amazed when I watched it. I was like, I couldn't have asked these geese to do anything better. If I had trained them, they could not have done a better flyby.
Nobody could set that up. No.
So, I mean, but that's where your best videos will come when you least expect it.
Oh yeah, I think
You'll be shooting just like I was. I'll just go set my camera up, and that's when you capture your best stuff, when you're not trying.
Yeah, yeah. That's why I've told people before. A lot of what I upload, I can't really plan it. If it's a recipe or something, yes, but like animal videos, I can't plan those. I just have to be prepared to capture stuff as it's happening. You know, the animals are only so trained. I was saying hello to Adam Sky. He's late, y'all, because his dog ate his homework. Yeah. Okay. I hate it when that happens. But then Jesse wanted you to know that he uses DaVinci 18 as well. So he's got DaVinci tutorials on his channel, Jesse, if you ever need help with something. I'm not familiar with that, but it does lead me to what one of my questions for you today was going to be. Is there a favorite program or software? Do you have a favorite program or software? Is DaVinci your favorite for editing?
Yes,
Okay.
because the thing about DaVinci is it's not just an editing program. There's different parts to it, like Fusion. There's different what they call pages. So Fusion will let you create just amazing motion graphics. There's another page that you can do color grading with. So like if you say you took a shot outside and had really white sky in it that should be blue, you can go in and color grade it and make your sky, a more normal type blue.
Nice.
There's another tab in it that is all audio mixing and stuff like that. So it's a whole suite of tools. It's not just an editing tool. Yes, it's
Nice.
complicated, but it doesn't have to be. The problem with it is most people will get it because it's free and they open it up and it's like, oh my gosh, what are all these buttons and all this stuff? I will
Yeah.
never be able to learn this.
Yeah.
So they just get rid of it. And if you take some time with it, it'll help you in the long run, because what happens with a lot of people is they start video editing and they use something simple that, just add a title, do this, do that. And then they'll see somebody do something else. And then they'll want to be able to do that. And it's like, oh, I could do that in Fusion. And now you have to go learn something completely new.
Uh-huh.
People aren't willing to do that, so they just give up on it. So I don't like to tell people use DaVinci, use whatever you're comfortable with, but just don't be afraid of DaVinci. It's really worth checking out. It is a totally amazing program for what you can do with it for free.
And would it be so if somebody had DaVinci and needed help with something that you don't already have a video about on your channel, could they request that from you and you do a little tutorial?
Just send me an email. I mean, I'll even get on a conference call or whatever and walk you through it or whatever.
Wow. So guys, yeah, keep that in mind.
I mean, there's so much in DaVinci, and it took me a little bit to figure out what I needed to do. One of my problems with it, when you first open it, it starts in what they call the cut page, and it kind of looks like an editor page, but it's not really what you're used to. And you start to try to do things and it doesn't work, and then you get frustrated. You go to the edit page, that looks like a normal timeline that you're used to working with in other programs.
Okay.
And the bad thing is you can't change it to start in the edit page by default that I found. If there is a way, I haven't found it yet.
Okay.
So I understand why they do it. The cut page is set up to more look at your overall whole project at one time. Whereas the edit page is you may be looking at, just a little section of film or whatever.
Right.
So it's a little weird with the way it starts, but it is a professional level program. If you've watched TV for more than 10 or 15 minutes, you've seen something that was produced with DaVinci.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
So, I mean, it is a pro level program.
Okay. Well, I will definitely be interested to check it out. I like the program I've got, but I do pay a subscription for the one I have.
Yeah.
And it has a lot of stuff. It does a lot of things that I haven't even used yet. I think it'll do stuff that I haven't even figured out yet. So before I renew my subscription, maybe I will look into getting something that's.
Yeah, I mean, the difference between there is a paid version. It's a one-time price of $295. It's a little expensive, but when you see what the program can do, nothing really.
Okay.
But the free version, there's not a whole lot that you can't do in the free version that you can do in the paid version. Some of the effects, like adding a fisheye and stuff like that, some of that's disabled. But as far as adding titles, adding text, adding pictures, doing any of that normal type stuff, that's all completely there.
Okay. Well, there's
So
a good shout out then for DaVinci if any of you are in need of a good editing and I guess just video production software. Do you have a favorite app or an app that you use more than other apps?
now for pretty much all my YouTube stuff, I use OBS, which is what I'm using right now to create this set and stuff. And then I use DaVinci, and that's about it. I do have I've looked at StreamYard. I really like StreamYard for what it does. I've looked at EV Mux. I've looked at Prism. Usually, when something comes out, I'll download it and check it out just because I'm curious as to what different programs will do.
Okay.
I've yet to find one program that will allow you to do a panel like StreamYard and Melon and all these, and have the graphics capabilities of OBS.
Okay. I started out with OBS, but because I am so not technically or technologically gifted, I was so intimidated by it.
It's another one of those things that is really kind of a pro level program. It is open source. So it's actually funny. A lot of the programs that you see online that look like OBS are actually built off the same code that OBS is built up.
Okay.
Because OBS it's open source, so people can take it and create. I can't remember, they call it branches or forks of the original program.
Okay.
That's basically what StreamYard is. Streamlabs is absolutely built off of OBS. There's been a lot of problems with them.
Okay.
And OBS. Melon is basically the same thing. It's funny if you look at when you get into these programs, the interface will look exactly like OBS. We'll have all the same little buttons and everything. So it's funny. You can tell immediately if you're using something that's a branch of OBS.
Okay. Did you see this comment from Jesse about he's having issues with voiceovers? He uses DaVinci 18.
With voiceovers?
Yeah. And I don't know enough.
There's a couple different ways to do voiceovers in DaVinci. One of them is in the Fairlight page where you have to turn your mic on and stuff. That's the sound page.
Do you have any videos on your channel about voiceovers with DaVinci?
Nope, but that would be a good one to make.
I was gonna say I'll send him over there to look at a video if there's one there already.
No, there's not. It's actually not too hard, but again, it depends on what his mic is and exactly how he's trying to do it.
Okay. What are your favorite and least favorite things about YouTube?
My favorite thing is just meeting everybody. And then I guess my least favorite thing is meeting jerks on here.
Yeah, I hate to tell you too, the more you grow, the numbers all go up exponentially. So
yeah,
you start out small and the jerks don't really want to mess with you. And then I think the bigger you get, the more they seem to come find you.
I'm kind of an old school guy, and it's like rude people and just people being rude and not realizing that they're being rude. And it's just like, sometimes I just don't get it. But
yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. Well, and I've always said if some of these people would devote their energies to something worthwhile, the world would be a whole lot better place.
Yep.
So
no, I enjoy YouTube. I kind of got into it. I retired a year and a half ago, so I kind of got into it just to, like I said, I was helping a friend of mine, and I just kind of got into it to take up some time. I mean, I knew I would sit here in front of my PC all the time anyway, so why not do something useful with it?
So tell me what kind of work you did before you retired.
I worked for a major insurance company in their data processing center. I was a hardware guy. We installed everything we didn't really install mainframes. IBM guys did that, but we planned where they went and got all the infrastructure in for them. But as far as small computers, servers, everything down to PCs, we installed, cabled, took care of, maintained, built. I I was there for 38, just under 38 years. So I did a lot of different things. I did software testing. If we would get a new piece of software and they would give it to me to evaluate, see if it worked, didn't work, if it was worth the money they were asking for it, all this other stuff. I did some automation programming. I did a lot of Excel work. That's why I'm good with Excel. So just you name it, I was the jack of all trades. If somebody had a question, they'd go find Ralph.
Yeah.
So,
And do you have some military service in your background?
yes, I spent just under 8 years in the Air Force in a high-tech job. Our mission was to monitor nuclear testing throughout the world.
Oh, wow.
So
Wow.
if somebody set off a nuke, just as a test, just like we do, we would know where it was and how big it was and all that
Wow.
kind of fun stuff.
Thank you for your service, FYI. I say it every chance I get. I was not called to do that. I appreciate those of you that did it in my stead. I know it's not all glamorous like some of us that have never done it sometimes think it is, but thank you for your service.
I had a great time when I was in the Air Force. I truly enjoyed it. I got to go to some nice places. I mean, I have to admit, of course, basic in San Antonio. Then I went to tech school in Denver at Lowry Air Force Base. It's no longer there, but so a year in Denver. From Denver, I went to Pinedale, Wyoming, which is 135 miles south of Yellowstone National Park.
Oh, wow.
7,000 feet up in the mountains.
Wow.
From there, I went to Cocoa Beach, Florida.
Oh, wow.
From there, I went to Turkey, and then from there, I went back to Cocoa Beach, and then I got out. So
sweet. So Adam thinks you're too young to have retired.
I'm probably one of the older people on this panel, I bet.
Oh, yeah. So we'll just let him keep thinking that, right? And
I guess no. I'm 60. I have no problem telling people I'm 67. So.
Oh no, I wouldn't have guessed that.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I'm
kind
with
of
Adam.
runs in my family, so we just
I
have
would
a
never
young-looking
have guessed
family.
that. Okay, wow, I'm impressed. You are living right. It must be that Turkish food. And
Something I don't know.
Thank yous in the chat here for your military service. I know that's important to a lot of people that follow my channel. So yeah, and then here's some more shock and surprise at your age here. So yeah.
Believe me, I get it all the time. So does my sister. My sister's 2 years old, actually a year and a half older than I am.
Uh-huh.
And she just barely hits 5'1" on a good frizzy hair day. She hits 5'1", and she's got really, it used to be blonde, but as she's aged, it's gone a little bit dark. But her hair goes down to her ankles. So she's got really long hair, and nobody that sees her thinks she's older than I am.
Wow, I love that. Well, again, 60's the new 30, right? So
yep.
That's what I'm telling myself. So yeah, so lots of thanks to you in the chat and lots of wows from people in the chat.
Yeah, if I could get my knees and my hip to be as my parents, I would be in really good shape. So
oh yeah, right.
I have two arthritic knees. I've had 2 knee operations. I've had a hip replacement. So I guess I can thank too many years of serious soccer for that. I don't know.
Maybe so. Yeah. So I know I learned that about you as well. You play. Do you still play at all?
No, I can't.
Kick the ball or
no. Every once in a while, I'll go out and it's like, nope, shouldn't be out here. Even if I go out in the yard. So it's just, I can't do it. It was hard to stop because it was something that I had done pretty much all my whole life, was either playing or coaching. So when I quit playing, I still coach kids, and just I couldn't get away from it. I was watching our game earlier, the U.S. and England. They tied 1-0, so that was good. But anyway, yeah, I'm a soccer fanatic. I love playing. I played American football, right, what we call football, when I was a little kid. And in high school, I played both soccer and football because where I lived at the time, we were in different seasons, so I could play both. But I almost got my neck broken playing football, so I stopped. And I was better at soccer anyway. I was pretty fast, so I always played wide receiver. And I went down for a pass, quarterback threw it high. I went up to catch it, guy cut my legs out from under me, and first thing that hit the ground was the back of my head.
Oh my goodness.
I had a concussion. I didn't even know it. Had no
Oh
clue.
goodness.
I got up the next morning, came out, and I asked my mom, why am I home? Because I don't remember anything from the time I hit the ground until the next morning.
Wow. But you were able to keep playing soccer after that.
Oh yeah, that was football. That was
It's
American
not
football.
contact. Yeah.
Yeah, I went to I went to school the next Monday and walked in and told the football coach, "Well, I can't, I'm not going to do this anymore. I don't want to get killed doing this. Plus, I'm better at soccer." And I walked right from his office to the soccer coach's office and told him I'd quit playing football, and he was very happy.
So when was the last time you played soccer? How long ago, or about how long ago?
It's been probably 4 years since I've been out on the field with the
So when
kids.
you watch games, are you itching? Do you wish you were playing?
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm one of those guys that a bad day of playing soccer was better than a good day at work. So
Okay. Okay.
I would play soccer before I do probably anything else. It's hard. I'm a very analytical person, so when I watch a game, I watch it more from a coach's point of view than I do a player's point of view. So my wife won't get near me when I watch when if it's a team that I really like. She won't get near me when I'm watching a game.
Not worth it, is it?
No,
Um,
she knows better than to just stay out of my way.
do you watch a lot of soccer on YouTube, or are there
Not on
soccer
YouTube.
channels?
On TV, I do. I
Okay.
can pretty much find a game all the time.
Okay. What do you watch on YouTube if you spend time just watching and not creating videos?
A little bit of everything. I watch a lot. Not so much tutorials, but guys that talk about OBS, talk about DaVinci,
Okay.
talk about different things. I'll watch cooking videos. I'll watch pretty much anything.
Okay. And do
I
you
have
have
varied interest. I've nothing. I'll watch anything once. Kind of like food. I'll try anything once. You just got to tell me what's in it.
okay.
So
Okay. And I know you said it's been a while since you uploaded anything. Do you have anything planned or anything in the back of your mind that you want to work on next?
no, I got to get back out. Like I said, my wife just got back from overseas, so just kind of getting situated from that. And then she got sick, Thanksgiving, a wedding. So just kind of all this stuff's been going on. But yeah, I will get back to it. And I don't get out as much to walk during the winter as I do during the summer
Okay.
because my arthritis does not like cold weather.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I
So
walk inside. I have a treadmill, so I walk inside. So you guys
traveling. So
don't.
I know you've got some destination type videos, road trip type stuff on the channel. Do you like to travel? And when was the last time you took a trip?
Last time we took a trip, Isla and I together, we went to Pigeon Forge last year. Like I said, I go there at least once a year. It's a 4 hour drive from here. It's such a unique place that I enjoy the mountains. So,
Is that where
it's
Dollywood is?
yep,
Okay. Yeah,
exactly.
I've been there. Stayed in a little cabin up in the mountains in the woods, and
That's what we usually do. That way we can take food. We don't have to go out to eat. Don't have to
yeah,
get up and go to breakfast. And
yeah,
it's a little more expensive rent wise, but if you're not going out to eat all the time, then
yeah. It makes up for it. Yeah.
plus you have in a cabin, you have usually a full kitchen, a little dining area, a
Huh?
separate bedroom,
Huh?
and then like a living room type thing. So you have a whole lot more room. You're not crammed into a
One
hotel.
room hotel. Yeah.
Yeah, if I go up by myself and I'm just gonna be up there a couple nights, I'll stay in a hotel. But if we go up together and we're gonna be there for a week or so, I always get a cabin. It's just so much more comfortable.
And then when was the last time you traveled outside the U.S.?
I haven't traveled outside the U.S. since we came back from Turkey, which
Okay.
has been a long time ago.
Okay. Is
Uh,
that a place you want to go back to sometime?
I would if I could find a way I didn't have to fly. I have with my knees and my hip, I pretty much have to get up and walk around every hour.
Oh
And I
no.
have trouble sitting on an airplane for that long. I know you can get up, but it's like every hour or so, I pretty much have to get up and take a tour of the house or things
Oh
start to lock up
wow.
and get bad. So
Right.
I had to do that at work too. The last few years I was there just because
That's the only way I would know then that you're 67, right? It's because you got the aches and pains to go with it.
Yep. Yeah, like I said, I've had 2 knee surgeries on my left knee. I destroyed my right knee when I was in high school.
Wow.
Ran into the goalpost, and then just from wear and tear, I've had my right hip replaced.
Are either of the boys into sports?
They both played when they were younger, but it wasn't for them. And just because I'm a sports fanatic, I wasn't going to force them
Uh-huh.
because being a coach of little kids, I can't tell you how many kids are out there on the soccer field or whatever other field, and they're out there because their dad wants them to be out there because
Yeah.
their dad is living through their kid.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying all parents are like I've had the best parents in the world and I've had the worst parents in the world.
Yeah.
So I mean, I had one parent when I coached over in Roswell that whenever his dad came to a game, he got depressed because his dad would sit in the stands the whole game and ride him the whole game. Every time he made even a little bitty half mistake, that I, as his coach, wouldn't even say anything about. His dad would ride him about it,
Oh.
and if I could have, I'd have gone punch the dude out. Dude, what? I mean,
Yeah.
the kid wasn't a superstar. It was a rec team, so it wasn't a select team where I could pick my players and everything.
Uh-huh.
You just get what you get, and you do the best you can with them. And you have some kids that are out there that their 100% may not be as good as somebody else's 100%, but it's what they can give.
Uh-huh.
And this kid came out and tried and did everything I asked him to. It was just his dad. His mom was fine, but his dad was just
How sad.
unbelievably on the just ridiculous
How
side.
sad.
And then I've had parents the complete opposite who come to every game, supported me, team mom. I had another set when I coached over in Roswell when I coached one of the select teams there. A select team is a traveling team, so you have tryouts, you pick your players, and you go to tournaments all over the place. I had one set of parents that had 4 kids playing select soccer.
Wow.
The kids were just told, look, mom's on your game this week, dad's on your game this week. You 2 guys, you got to go with somebody else. And they just were, and the kids understood because you couldn't be in Augusta, Georgia, Savannah, Georgia, and here in Atlanta at the same time.
Yeah.
So,
well, none of my kids ever played competitive sports. Ty competed in band. He was in marching band, and so there were marching band competitions. But when he played football and t-ball, it was just rec type stuff.
yeah.
But I had 4 kids in 5 years, and so when they all got interested in sports, the girls were in gymnastics and dance, and the boys were in football and baseball and soccer. And I have told people for a long time that I felt like I didn't even really get to watch because I would drop off, kid A, and then go drop off kid B, drop off kid C, go back and pick up kid A, and then drop off kid D, and then go back and watch 5 minutes of kid B's game, and then go pick up kid C. And then by the time I had just done all the chauffeuring, I didn't even get to sit and watch them. But they had fun. They never seemed to, they never made me feel bad that I wasn't there to watch.
Yeah.
But
most of the time, the kids, once they get into the game, they couldn't tell you if mom or dad was there or not.
Yeah.
It was more before the game and after the game. And just, every once in a while, depending on where we were playing, how close the stands were and stuff, you'd look up and see where they were.
Yeah. So. And congratulations coming from Adam. So Adam is in the UK, and his first comment, I don't know if you saw that. So his first comment, congratulations to the USA soccer team for drawing with UK and World Cup. But then he corrected himself and said, I mean England. So, but I know that's the game you referenced that you were watching, right?
Yeah, that was kind of an important game for both teams, more for us than for England. But for us to tie England was really good. It was a really good game, really tight. I mean, either team could have won. It was one of those things as a soccer person, you say that was a good game for a neutral to watch. So if it was for somebody that doesn't like either team or is just watching the game, it would have been a good game for anybody to watch.
Nice.
It was back and forth. Both teams had chances to score. So
nice. Does your family celebrate Christmas?
Yes.
Do you? Does family come to your house? Do you go somewhere else? Do you put up a tree?
Family is just myself and my sister. Really, that's about all that's left.
Okay.
So I will usually go over to her house either Christmas, depending on what time we do Christmas dinner. I'll either go to her house Christmas night or the next day
Okay.
just to see what's up. We do a regular. We have a fake tree. We got tired of paying too much for real trees, so I don't remember where my son was one day. He's just like, "Hey, I found this really nice fake tree." I said, "Get it," and it is really nice. It's got lights in it, and the whole 9 yards. So we put that up. But
And when will your tree go up? When do you put it up?
probably in a week or so.
Okay. Yeah, that's kind of when we like to do it.
Yeah.
Any closer to Christmas, and it just seems like a waste to go to all the trouble to put it up and get it decorated if you're just going to
Yeah,
take
well,
it down.
it's not quite so bad with a fake tree, but if you put up a real tree too early, by the time, if you want it to stay up through New Year's, then if you don't give it water all the time, you're going to have needles everywhere in the house and
Yeah.
all that fun stuff. So,
Yeah. Hello, Forensic Mystics. Is that you, Cassie? Am I remembering that right? That's you? And yeah, so here's a little wish that everyone had a happy Thanksgiving from Forensic Mystics. I think that is my friend Cassie. So do you have any special, though, traditions beyond putting up a tree? Is there a tradition handed down from when you were a kid or something that you've done with your kids that you still do that's a special tradition?
no, we don't have anything special. We didn't really have anything special when I was growing up. We did one thing when I was a kid for a couple of years. I don't know what got it started. Was my parents let us open one gift on Christmas Eve. I don't know what got that started, but we did that for a few years. I did that with my kids for a few years too, but as they got older, it just kind of went away. So we don't. I don't have any really small kids around, so it's like my oldest son and his wife and my step grandson. He's 14, so I don't have any small kids. And my paternal grandson, he's 14, but he lives in South Carolina, so I don't have any kids around. So
Okay. So do you
it's
have
more for us than anything.
was there, though, a special memory or something you remember from when you were a little kid?
Yeah, there's a store here that used to be called Rich's. It was bought out by Macy's. And you can probably find, I'm sure, I know there are, you can find YouTube videos of this. They have what they call the pink pig. I don't know if they still have it or not. There was a problem with it a couple of years ago. But it used to be, it is literally a pink pig. It's a little monorail that they used to put up in the top of the store every year. And it was, you came and dropped your kids off, and they had somebody, you rode up in the big pig to a store, and they would help the kids shop for their parents so that they could get something for their parents that their parents wouldn't know about.
Oh, how sweet.
So that was something we did as a kid. That I know they moved it from the downtown store to the Lenox Square store a few years ago. I want to say it's not there anymore. It may be. You've got me curious now. I'll have to look it up and find out.
Okay.
But anybody that's grew up around Atlanta has heard of the pink pig, and it's you put it up right around Thanksgiving or just after. And I mean, when I grew up, everybody, that was a big thing to, hey, when are you going down to the big pig? That when we were kids in school. So
Before Elf on the Shelf.
yeah, way before.
Do you have any pets?
Not at the moment. We used to have a dog. I grew up with German Shepherds. So
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's my thing.
yep.
Yep, I'm a German Shepherd lover.
Yeah, me too. I love them. If I could have a dog right now, it'd either be a German Shepherd or a Siberian Husky.
Oh, yeah. We had a grand dog, Siberian Husky. Smartest girl, best girl. She lived to be about 14 and a half. And then age just caught up with her. But is there someone, if you could collaborate with another YouTuber, is there someone you'd love to do a collaboration project with?
Oh gosh, that's hard to answer. Probably 4 or 5 people. There's a guy that does OBS stuff that I would really like to work with on something because he's really good at it. Like I said, I've helped a couple other people with their channels. One of the guys the main guy that I helped, his channel is the Adventures with Jason and Canyon. He's a single dad raising a child, and he used to do a lot of long form videos, but he started working a nighttime job, and then time became a problem, and he kind of quit posting. And now that the shorts have come out, it's real easy for him to take a quick short of his son or his dog or whatever. So he's starting to do a lot more shorts now. So he's getting back into it.
And what would you do if you weren't a YouTuber? Or do you have another hobby or something that you devote a lot of time to?
Computer games.
Okay, like
Pretty much.
designing
It's
games?
funny because I spend so much time on my computer, but to me it's a tool that can be used for many different things. So I game, I video edit, I do OBS stuff, I do like spreadsheets. I just the very different things that you can do on a computer. I kind of get into a little bit of all of it.
But are
So
you a gamer?
I do games just for fun. I don't do a lot of online games. I'll play a lot of games here against the computer
Okay. What games do
because
you like?
I play Age of Empires, the whole series of Age of Empires, uh, the Sniper Elite series is probably my favorite.
And are
Those are
those
the two
computer
I play the most. I'll pull up Age of Empires when I'm just doing nothing, just to waste time because I
and
can
those are
spend.
PC? Are those PC games?
Yeah, they're both of them are PC, PlayStation, Xbox.
Did you game? Were you a gamer at any point as a kid growing up?
No, we didn't have video games when I was growing
Okay.
up. No, we really didn't. I mean, I remember when Pong came along.
Yeah,
So
well, it was just a couple of weeks ago that I was talking about how excited I was when my dad brought home a Pong set. My sister and I were, like junior high age, I think, and of course, we just thought it was awesome. I mean, how crazy to think back about to being excited about that when you see what
yep.
video games look like now. But that's where it all started in my mind. So,
Yeah, I mean, I was the arcade when one of those kids that hung out at the arcade because that's where you went to play games because you
uh
didn't have
huh,
games at home.
uh
So it was like go get a roll of quarters and head down and play pinball and
huh,
Space Invaders and Galaga and all that good stuff.
uh huh. And
So,
so I don't think I have any other questions for you. Do you have questions? Or hey, chat, as always, do you guys have questions for Ralph?
and I'm sorry, I'm really bad when I'm on a live about watching the chat, so I
No
have not
worries.
been
I
looking at
tried.
the chat at all.
I'm getting better at it, but I'm watching to see if anyone has questions. I think Jesse's the only one that mentioned the voiceovers issue that he's having
Yep.
with DaVinci 18.
And I've met Jesse before, so he knows to email me if he wants to ask
Okay.
me a question.
Yeah, and y'all, his email is at his about tab because that's how I got a hold of him. So if you have a video idea or request for something you'd like him to make a video about so you can learn how to do it or get clarification on it, send him a message that way. Um,
Yeah,
and
especially absolutely, because I've kind of done a lot of the very basic stuff, other than like the voiceover, and I didn't even think about that. That's definitely something I should do. So I got a lot of little basic stuff out there. That's some of it I need to redo because it's gotten old. That's part of the problem with this is trying to keep up when they come out with new versions and stuff.
uh-huh.
But yeah, if you want to see something, just send me an email, or if you have a question, send me an email, and
Okay.
I will do the best I can. I don't know everything, but I will do what I can to help you out.
Okay.
One thing I'm not good with are Macs. I know nothing about Apple products. Never used them. Never been
Oh,
exposed to them. So I'm pretty much a PC Windows type person. So, and I
yeah.
mean,
I
even
just
DaVinci, the two OBS and DaVinci, the two, there's enough differences in them that I would be a little bit leery about helping somebody on a Mac.
okay. All right, I'm looking. I don't see questions here. Do you have any questions? You got any questions for me? Do you have any questions for anybody that you've seen in the chat?
Nope. I was just going to show you guys some other little fun things you can do with OBS if you
Yeah, I
wanted.
know we talked about you having some graphics and stuff you could show us. I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna let you
So
take it over here.
this is just, I got to jump back and forth here for a second. Ah, how come that didn't come up? Because I didn't turn it on. Huh. Well, that little laptop there, that's just a picture, and it's actually, can you guys see that?
I can
Yeah,
see
it's
that.
there.
Like it looks like it's on the computer screen.
Yeah, that's just actually my second monitor, just superimposed in a picture of a laptop. See, I mean, there's just all kinds of crazy little things you can do. And that is actually the stream from YouTube that's showing on the screen right there.
So did you say you're actually in OBS, but somehow you're able to connect to StreamYard through OBS?
Yeah, with OBS, one of the things in it is a virtual camera, what they call a virtual camera. And you start that, and then when you join StreamYard, you tell StreamYard what camera you're using. So you tell StreamYard, instead of using your webcam or your phone or whatever you're using, to use the OBS virtual camera is what it's called.
Okay.
So whatever you're doing in OBS gets sent to StreamYard just like a camera feed would be.
Okay.
So that's how you get OBS into StreamYard. And there is a YouTube video on my channel on how to do it. It's really quite simple.
I'm just thinking of movies and TV shows and things where I've seen that where it's a little computer or a TV screen, and I just know by, I don't know, whatever means, that what they're looking at is not really there. That it's just digitally put there so that the people watching the movie
Yep,
or the
it's
TV
just
show
it's
can
an
see.
overlay, what they
Yeah,
call an overlay.
yeah.
And then you can do different things too. This is a different set that I have.
Oh yeah, nice. That's not Atlanta.
No, I don't know where that is. Oh,
And
my
it looks
camera.
like you have a friend here, Adventures with Jason and Canyon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's Jason.
he just mentioned you to us. So thanks for being in the live stream, chatting with us today.
Yeah, I had told him I was going to be up here.
Sweet. All right, no questions. Any questions for Ralph? Any questions for me? Okay, so yeah. Well, and that's what he mentioned. If you watch TV for more than 15 minutes, you're going to see something that's been done in DaVinci or OBS or. Well, I just want to take a minute to thank you for being on the show today. And again, kind of doing this jumping in last minute because I still had a half of the show that I had not scheduled yet. And yeah, I'd like to figure out how to do the little animated, the little characters there.
Yep, this is a plugin. This is a plugin to OBS. It's called Scale to Sound. And what you do is you can attach, it's a filter. So you attach the filter to either a picture or a video or anything. And there's a couple little settings in it, and it will actually move to the pulse of your voice, which is what my
Sweet.
little dragon down there is doing.
So, do you know anything about Restream?
I've looked at Restream a couple times. It's very much like StreamYard and Melon and all the others.
Because I was in a live stream doing a movie review a couple of nights ago. And even though my audio in these live streams is okay, it was terrible. The couple of times that I've been on this person's channel in their lives with Restream, my audio is terrible. And I don't know why. We couldn't figure out why. It just was so chopped up, and it felt like my voice was speeded up. Like I would talk and my mouth wouldn't necessarily match what the sound was, and then it would all kind of catch up and make me talk really really fast to get it caught up, and then it would go back to a a regular pace again. And I thought, oh, maybe you know something about that kind of audio.
That almost sounds like a stream, but your video was good. It was just your audio.
Yeah, video was good. And again, I've never had that happen in these live streams that I do from StreamYard from my own computer. And I was on my desktop, so it wasn't, logged in from a phone or a laptop or in the beginning.
That sounds like a problem with Restream. I don't know
Yeah,
because
that's all I could think, because it's only ever happened when I've been in a live stream with him, but it's done it every time I'm in a live stream with him. And I go back even and will listen and think, oh, that sounds terrible. So
yeah,
I may have to
because
get him.
if you're not changing your settings and it's working fine everywhere else you go, even when
Yeah.
you get in other people's lives,
Yeah.
then
So far.
that sounds like a problem with something with Restream and what you've got
Yeah, so far.
going on there.
All right. So, okay, I want to be sure I did not miss anyone in the chat. If I did, my apologies, but I will just send out a blanket hello and a thank you to everyone that was here with me today. Thank you, Ralph, again for being on the show. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. Merry Christmas coming up to you. And you'll be on my little spreadsheet now forever. We'll be tracking your numbers. And hey, just send out an email if there's somebody you want to do a collab with. Man, send out an email. I've been so encouraged at some of the people even that have agreed to be on the show with me here, just because I sent them a message and said, hey, would you consider being on the show with me? And golly gee willikers, a couple of them have said yes. And so you never know what can happen unless you just put yourself out there.
Yeah, I just got to get back into my channel. I got to need to redo my banner and some other stuff. So
Okay. Well, I'll be watching for some new stuff. Maybe let us come along as you get your Christmas tree put up. I think people once they've learned about a channel, I think that makes it more fun, and you feel like you know somebody better when you get to be in on some family gatherings and special occasions.
a lot of the stuff that's not tech related is actually stuff from around my house, like all the flowers and stuff that I've taken. That's all around my house. All the parks that I go to literally are within 10 minutes of my house. So
Nice.
I'm lucky that I live in an area where there's a lot of government, parks, and these are all county parks. And
right.
then you have all of the stuff that's around the lake is, I want to say Bureau of Land Management. That's not right. Corps of Engineers.
Okay.
So they, the parks are maintained. You never go to the parks and there's trash out or anything like that. So
nice.
It's nice to have that availability of all the nice parks.
Yeah, and so a good takeaway for y'all, Ralph is very technically gifted as far as computer stuff and programming stuff, but he's also, I think you're very artistic, because he does have a lot of nice videos of destinations, parks, and places he has visited that are really enjoyable for me. So there's a lot to enjoy at his channel. And again, I'll be excited to see what you put together.
Yeah, I try to mix it up some. I don't want to be all tech or all travel. I'm trying, very difficult, but I'm trying to get my wife to do some cooking videos with Turkish food. It's a major uphill battle. She doesn't like being on camera. She doesn't like being in the spotlight. So.
I'll cross my fingers for her. You could even film it so that you only see her hands or something.
I've tried to tell her that, but it's like, well, nobody will understand what I'm saying because it'll be in Turkish. But I'm like, I'll subtitle it or I will speak over it. So.
Yeah. Oh gosh, yeah. I think that would be fun. So let her know there's a little batch of us at least here that would love to see that happen.
Hopefully.
All right.
I'll do it.
Anyway, I'm going to let you go, and I'll wrap things up here. And thank you so much. Sending lots of love your way again. Wishes for a Merry Christmas, and I'll see you at your channel soon.
All right. You have a Merry Christmas too.
Thanks, Ralph.
Bye-bye.
All right. So Richard's asking me a question. I don't remember the answer to that question. His dad may have taken his leash. If not, it might be hanging on the back door. So one of our little boarders is going to be going home here in just a little bit. And so I had already prepared Richard for the possibility that they arrived to pick him up before the show was over. He would have to get everything put together so he can turn him loose to them. We had a house full this morning. So we had our 3 dogs, and we still had the 2 boarders that had been here already for the last few days. And then another boarder was dropped off this morning. So about 12:30, little Gucci, the little golden doodle girl that comes a couple of times a week, she went home. And now little Hero is going to be going home here in just a bit. And then we'll only have CJ. If you didn't meet CJ in the videos I put up a week or 2 ago, he's the great big European Doberman dog that we met. The lady found us on Facebook. We do share on our business page that we board dogs. And so every now and then I get a message from someone that I have not already met, inquiring about possibly boarding their dogs here. And so when we talked on the phone before his meet and greet, she told me right up front that she's met with a lot of people who do in-home boarding because that's what she wanted. He's so big. She doesn't want to have to leave him any place where they're just going to keep him in a kennel all day long, which is how, when you leave them at the vet or you leave them at the camp bow wows and those kind of things, they're just in a kennel all the time, except for when they get their playtime, however many times a day. And so she wanted him to be in someone's home. And she said that she had had several other meet and greet appointments, but that as soon as they would arrive for the meet and greet appointments, the people would tell her right away, we can't keep him because he's big. He's big. He's bigger than our German Shepherd dogs. And because he's a Doberman. So I shared with her that I really felt like I understood what she was up against, because growing up with German Shepherd dogs, we've certainly met a lot of people, and now having German Shepherd dogs since we moved here, we've met a lot of people that have some hangups about German Shepherds. They're big dogs and they kind of have that reputation of being guard dogs and police dogs and military dogs. So people think they're mean and tough and that, they could kill you, which I'm sure that they could if they needed to or wanted to. And so they don't always give them a chance. And so I told her, no, that's why we do the meet and greet. So bring him over, do the meet and greet. I feel like, we've been around enough different dogs at this point, and I grew up with dogs. And so I've kind of learned, what to watch for and how to redirect before things can get unpleasant. Not that it's never been unpleasant, but this boy is just a big teddy bear. He's very, very gentle and very, very sweet. We had a wonderful meet and greet with him. So he's already boarded with us once. This is his second time to board with us. And so just for what it's worth, that's part of what's been going on here, along with the Thanksgiving festivities in our house, is that we've had a house full of visiting dogs, but that's how we like it. The dogs like it. Lots of times I try to go to bed at night and there are 2 or 3 giant dogs in the bed that have left me a little, like 16 by 18 space for me to sleep in somehow. But I just feel like that's part of my gift. And I know the dogs really do like it. So here's a note from Pixel Chick. Yeah, I think you had shared with me that you had a German Shepherd at some point. Oh, yeah. Much like horses. So that's one of the things you learn as a horse parent, is to watch for those ears. And so Cabo is very expressive with his ears. And so if I even catch, a hint that he's about to, it's called pinning his ears. If he's about to lay his ears back flat on his head, then I'll make a noise or something to redirect and then remind him to be a good boy, because it just means he's about to do something that's not very nice. So here's a note from Jesse too. I'm sure that would make a dog think twice, right, Jesse? I know when I was little, my sister was a biter. I'm 11 months older than my sister. and she would bite me, and I would cry, and I would tell my mother that she bit me, and my mother would tell me, well, you need to bite her back. She's never going to stop if you don't bite her back. But I couldn't bring myself to do it, and I would tell my mom, no, she's my baby sister. I can't bite her. But she did grow out of it, fortunately. Okay, so I'm not going to keep you guys any longer. I'll be wrapping things up so I can help get Hero off to see his family again. Thank you again for spending your Black Friday with me today. I hope you enjoyed meeting Stephen and Ralph. Please check out their channels. As always, please check out the channels for all of our previous visitors on the show, channel members, and check out, I did put up a series of Be Thankful videos yesterday. I'd been thinking on that for a good while, so I thought, you know what? Yeah, Thanksgiving. What a great little batch of videos I might be able to put together. A lot of you are featured in one of those videos. You guys are very important to me. I'm very grateful for all of you. And I never lose sight of the fact that we wouldn't be where we are if it wasn't for a lot of you supporting us and cheering us on since we started our little YouTube journey. So I thank you for that. I hope I will see some of you guys again at the Late Late Horror Show. There are overnight streams every night. And at Lawyer You Know, a lot of great learning opportunities there. A lot of folks who are Lawyer You Know followers have shared that they were never interested in the law. They were never interested in, you know, how do court proceedings work and the terminology and all of that until they started watching Peter's channel. He's a great teacher. He makes it interesting. And he's just always knowledgeable about what's happening. So we really can get answers to questions that we might have. And so I hope to see you guys at one of those channels soon. And as always, again, I'm just tickled that you guys were here with me today. So be blessed, stay warm or cool or dry or all of the above, whatever nature might call for right now. And I will for sure see you next Friday. I will have on Sunday a mega compilation of shorts going up. I do that Sunday shorts series. So every Sunday I put up a little batch of shorts. And so this Sunday, because it's the volume 25, it's the 25th week of putting up a shorts compilation. I just combined the first 6 weeks of shorts that we ever uploaded to YouTube. So if you're new to the channel or if you're just new to that series, you'll get to see what some of those early shorts looked like. In the beginning, they were shorts that I was creating for our YouTube channel. They're called Reels at YouTube, and we could only post up to 30 seconds. So all of the Reels were 30-second Reels. Every now and then I would have a little bit longer one that I created just for YouTube because those can be longer. But I hope you guys enjoy that. Thank you again for all of your encouragement and support and for being a part of our little YouTube family here. And I will see you in the next video. I'll leave the chat open for a little bit so you guys can say your goodbyes and get questions answered from each other if you'd like to. Much love to all, and thank you again. Love you guys. Bye.